Hello, my dear friend. I want to talk about, in this video, about the meeting with a spiritual teacher, and specifically speaking about the teacher's ability to really see into the unseen dimensions of their students. One of the reasons that people come to spiritual teachers, let's be frank about this, is because people want to know themselves and they trust that spiritual teachers or more deeply realized beings, awakened beings, enlightened beings, wise beings, can see into the subtle layers of a person, can understand what's happening in the insides, what's really motivating the person, what's really happening within them, and give clarity, help a person really understand what's going on inside of them, help them put things in order, and perhaps reveal to them certain points of stuckness that they're not able to see, certain blind spots. So I want to talk about this because I believe it's a very important element, and it's a very true element. What happens as you progress on your spiritual path, when you grow into spiritual awakening and beyond, what happens if you really truly mature and if you truly work on yourself and clear yourself from shadows and the biggest or deepest knots, of your being, and you become a very, very clean and pristine being, deeply, deeply quiet and silent and present. What happens is it becomes so transparent that every person you sit in front of, you simply very, very quickly see into their real being. You catch many pieces of information about them, their behaviors, their strengths, their weaknesses, the way they avoid themselves, certain karmic patterns. You can understand some of their pains coming from the past. You can feel their potential. You can slowly learn, or sometimes not so slowly, you can kind of see the deepest lessons of their soul, what they're here to kind of learn, some of their major lessons in this lifetime. And so as a spiritual teacher, you have this beautiful privilege to be able to see into people in a very intimate way and to help them see themselves. So you see them for them. Every student that comes to me, I love to see them for them in the most intimate, most loving, most compassionate and sensitive way. And in a way, that's part of the natural service of the wise one, of the awakened one, we can say, right? Of the one who comes to self-realization and maturation as a spiritual being. One starts to see not only what's on the surface, but what's behind the form. So the deeper one knows oneself, or let's say to the extent that I know myself, I can also know you. If I know myself very shallow, in a very shallow way, I will know you also on a very shallow level. That's all I will see. I will simply see what you present on the most superficial layer of your being. But an authentic spiritual teacher cannot fall into any trap that a person presents to them, or almost any. Some people are so manipulative, but the teacher can also feel their manipulation, of course. But let's say 98, 99% of the time, the teacher really, an authentic teacher, sees pretty clearly what's going on inside of you. And maybe you're trying to hide, but you cannot hide. And that's the beauty, because as you grow into a world of oneness, into a world of transparency and purity and true light, there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing in you that hasn't been in somebody else before you and isn't being right now experienced by another person. There's nothing personal in all of this. In our shadow and in our light, there's nothing personal. So when we try to hide, we still believe that we have a special story, something that we really, really don't want to show anybody. And that makes us special and separate, you see? And being special is not liberating at all. We only try to be special because we don't like ourselves, because we don't know ourselves as well. We don't accept ourselves being just natural. And natural is the best. Special is separative, special is a burden. And you see, so as we grow in the spiritual path, we understand there's nothing to hide. And the spiritual teacher, an authentic one, just understand this already. There's nothing to hide. There's simply nothing to hide. It doesn't mean I have to reveal every little detail of my life. That's again an extreme way of the mind to think, because the mind always thinks in opposites and extremes. No, but nothing to hide simply means that everything of the real, things about me, there's nothing to hide about them. Not about my difficulties and not about my strengths, and there's nothing to hide, I don't have to tell a person what happened in the bathroom, and I don't have to tell a person what color the food that I'm chewing has at the moment. This is just irrelevant. But when it comes to me dealing with deep difficulties or me having strong patterns in my life that keep repeating themselves and blocking me, these are important things. So everything of real essence and value, there's nothing to hide there, because we're all in the same boat. We're sharing one collective human experience. And so, in a sense, we can say that the intelligence of the universe simply grants an awakened person the capacity to see, because it's natural. Seeing is being part of the world of oneness, a reality of transparency and authenticity and honesty. You see? And so being with a spiritual teacher grants you the possibility, gives you the privilege of being seen, being deeply seen for what you really are, both shadow and light, because you're the total of both. Seeing your light helps you get in touch with deeper layers of yourself that are always ever present, but you're not giving them enough acknowledgement. And the teacher strengthens them in you, empowers them in you. Another part is the teacher helping you see the shadows that you're avoiding or not seeing or bypassing. And by doing so, helping you liberate yourself deeper and deeper, unburdening yourself of unnecessary burden. And by doing so, becoming light, content, free. Isn't that what we all want anyhow? So that's a great advantage of an awakened being, and how an authentic, awakened spiritual teacher can really help us mature through seeing us really deeply, and eventually helping us become seers ourselves. I hope this video is helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next ones.